Hey everyone, how's it going? Yeah, this is Tony. Yeah, what's going on, guys? Survived another day. Things went pretty decent. We got a lot more snow, and I have to use my other phone because videos are running a bit behind. Um, yeah, we got more snow. I had to do more cleaning the snow off stuff. Uh, Temps are supposed to get colder, and there's a chance for even more snow. So I did what I could today, cleaning stuff off and getting it ready. And um, yeah, animals are out running tonight. The day started out like usual. Um, my son's a little tired and run down, so he didn't really want to get up this morning. That's part of our daily thing is getting up and doing the things we really don't want to do. Yeah, we'd all like to be able to stay at home and not do anything. Spend all day playing video games or, wake up whenever we want, eat whenever we want. You know, um, it's not the way life goes, though. Um, it's just not the way it is. Even like famous YouTubers out there and actors and actresses and people in bands and famous musicians and things like that. It doesn't matter where you're at. Even the extremely wealthy people in the world. Um, there's certain schedules you got to stay to. Um, Even if you own your own business, there's certain things you got to do that you know uh, you might not want to do. But that's life. I mean, like for instance, Dan TDM when he was out on tour. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of days he didn't want to get up and go out, and he's probably feeling pretty mentally drained and not getting a good sleep. I mean that wears weight after and trying to sleep in an area that you're not used to. As for musicians that are out on the road all the time, I mean, it's hard to have a family life when you're going from when you're out on a tour and you're going from site to site to site to site to site. Oh yeah, the fame, the fortune, ooh, but you can't really settle down and have a family because what do you got to do? You got to be out there. You got to be promoting your stuff. You got to you know be promoting new albums, and you got to be promoting new music. You got to be doing live shows. You got to be out on, doing internet stuff. You got to be doing ads and interviews and things like that. There's no real such thing as staying home, getting rich in your underwear, and never having to leave your house. Uh, Very few people get the opportunity to even run a business out of their home. And when they get to that point of running a business out of their home, it's pretty much gets to the point of how they got there. And a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of meeting and talking with people. You know, there was a lot of work that leads up to that sort of thing. You got $1 billion. I mean, what are you going to do with $1 billion? Oh, I'll just sit around and yeah, but here's the thing. Once you spend money, it's gone. So, unless you're mathematical wizard, you got to give it to you got to pay somebody to invest it wisely for you so that you never run out because you're always good you're always spending money, eating, drinking, renting a vehicle or having somebody drive you around, a place to stay. You got to pay for the place, and then everything that goes with the place. I hate to say it. Most people don't want to hear it, but life is work. It really is. You got to work at it. You got to get up. You got to do the things you really don't want to do. Uh, Sometimes they're not so bad, and then there's other times you just don't feel like doing it, and An old phrase, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Another old phrase that I used to hear is uh, with the lemon, with something about the lemons, you got to make lemonade. You know, there's so many different modern day philosophies that go with that kind of thinking, you know. And what I guess the main point I'm trying to say is you never get out of life anything unless you're willing to put something in. You got to work at it. You know, that's my philosophy. Uh, and if you don't do anything throughout the day, you become depressed. You really do. You got to do something. You got to energize yourself. You've got to find ways to motivate yourself, inspire yourself to try. Maybe not always succeed, but try. You know, something my grandfather told me a long time ago. If you never try, you never know if you're going to succeed. And if somebody makes mistakes, they're not a failure. They may have failed in that attempt, but that doesn't make them a failure. Which brings me to my next point, measuring success. A lot of people will sit there and measure success by a dollar sign. A lot of people will measure success by how many friends, popularity. In fact, I was listening to the radio earlier this morning, and they were talking about Twitter accounts, and they were talking about Facebook and Instagram, and and those are signs of popularity. But is that really what measures success? I mean, so a lot of people. And there is a phrase that says that it's not who you know, it's how you know them. So you can know 50 million people in the world, but or they can know of you. But how many of the 50 million people really care about you or your life? You're going to be able to call them and say, hey, I've got an issue I need to discuss with you. Would you mind, giving me a hand with this? Would they be willing to sit there and stop everything that they're doing and say, hey, Tony, I'd be happy to help you with this. Oh, sure, no problem. Or would they just go, oh, okay, yeah, try this. And then go on their little Facebook, Twitter thing or Instagram and blog it to everybody. Oh, so-and-so's got an issue and he came to me and this is, you know. Where do you measure your success? Quality over quantity. I'd much rather have 20, 30 people following me and knowing what I'm doing that actually care about what I'm doing, that are willing to help or be encouraging or take what I have to say to heart, than have 50 million people that go, oh yeah, that was great watching that. Next. Because you know what? 50 years from now, is it really going to matter? Ooh, you had 30 million people on Instagram. And how many of the 30 million people are still following you or really care? Yeah, it's one of those things, popularity and fads and things like that come and go, But, and don't get me wrong, it's nice to have 30 million people that appear to be interested in what you're doing. 30 million people, that's a lot of people. But, and yeah, you can get good revenue from that. Having 60, 70 million people following you on YouTube. Hell, that's great. But, what's being said? People watch my videos and they're like, oh man, so boring, so mundane. You don't really talk about much of anything. And that's not true. But it's not what they're into. I suppose if I set myself on fire, oh, I get a lot of views. look, or if I covered myself with malted or melted marshmallows. I'm sure a lot of people would watch that, or if I went and I did a polar plunge in my backyard, fill it up with hot water and jump in there in the middle of winter. People probably freaking watch the heck out of that and go, "Oh, check it out, man! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him!" But it's what's that doing? What are you telling people? To act crazy, act stupid, do stupid stuff. The Tide Pod crap. What the heck's with that? Dude, you use it to clean your freaking clothes. Why the heck would you want to eat it? Some moron, some idiot somewhere starts it, And then it becomes the next thing. Like the fidget spinners. Oh, that's a good one. Don't get me going in that dab thing. Fads. Here today, gone tomorrow. Me, I've been here every day. And tomorrow might not come. So I'm just going to make the most out of each and every day. And I suggest everybody does that in life. Just make the most out of each and every day. Because today it's YouTube, today it's videos, today it's, everything happens in an instant going on your computers. Who knows what tomorrow will happen? What'll happen the next day? You got to sit there and think Roman Empire fell. Okay? You got to sit there and think there's a lot of different empires that happened in the past that have fallen. I would probably refer to the United States and our civilization right now as the new empire. But how long before it falls? Nothing ever lasts forever. Even the trees don't last forever. The grass doesn't last forever. It's all temporal. My job, heck, I thought I was going to be at my old job till the day I died. That didn't last forever. I figured, heck, I'm going to retire from my last job. Why? I didn't do anything wrong. I was a good hard worker. And the job before that, I put my all into. But you know what? Things do change. Things do go and continue to go from one side to the next, pass on, and everything. That's called life. And if people don't like life, I'm sorry, man. That's what life is. And sometimes getting up in the morning and having to do the things you don't want to do, guess what? Welcome to life. Because everybody at some point in time has to do things they don't want to do just to get through the day. Seriously, think about it. You love to eat, right? But you got to take a crap. You know how inconvenient it is to have to stop what you're doing and go take a leak and take a crap? You don't think that's a big issue? Try driving a semi for 14 hours a day, trying to find a rest stop or something like that. Yeah, then you begin to realize how inconvenient having to take a crap can be, or having to take a leak, okay? And I know that's kind of melodramatic, but you know what? That's the way things are, With the good points in life come bad points, and you just deal with them as you go through life. Everybody's got to deal with the crap. You're nobody special. I'm nobody special. Anybody you look on TV, anybody you hear on the radio, we all have the same issues. We all got the same problems. And I think the main point I'm trying to make is we all need to learn to get along. We all got to learn to deal. And you know what? If you don't want to deal, I'm sorry, they don't have an individual island you can go veg out on. Okay? But get along with people, man. That's the important thing. And you're not always going to do the right thing or say the right thing or inspire greatness. You're not. That's the hard, cold truth of life. But as long as you're trying to make an attempt, that's the important thing. Somebody asked me about 2 weeks ago if I was prepared to meet my maker. And I turned around, I looked at him, and I says, I've already met my maker. I already know all about it. And you know what? I've never been afraid. You know, people are like, oh, what happens when you die? I'd be more concerned about what happens here, okay? I'd be more concerned about living each moment to its fullest than what's going to happen when you pass away, okay? And, you know, the bad part about it is after we pass away, it's those that are left behind that are the hardest hit, you know? They really are. They're the ones that are going to feel it the most because, dude, you're dead. It ain't going to matter. It ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter how you lived, cause you already done lived it. Okay, so do what you can each and every day. Brush your teeth. Take care of your own personal stuff. Try to maintain a positive attitude, and most importantly, even if you don't feel like smiling, smile. Okay, even if you're not happy, put on a smiling face. You know, like the Joker said, if you gotta go, go with a smile. I loved some of those lines. Whoever wrote that stuff is just, it hits my funny bone. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. You have a great rest of the morning, night. And this is the end of the daily reviews. Um, I'm not getting a lot of views. I'm not getting a lot of likes. I'm not getting a lot of comments. I think I'm just gonna once in a while upload a video about my own personal stuff I'm going through, and I think that's gonna be about it. I hate to keep taking the time, and when nobody's paying attention, and I'm just talking to the wind. Anyway, have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.